Hi, everybody. Happy Monday night. I am so excited that you guys are joining me. I'm super honored to be the one who is opening up November for our team. It's a brand new month. We're entering into the middle of Q4. We are pumped about the new holiday collection. I just ordered 17 bags of dark cherry slim. Well, not 17, but I'm telling you, we are locked and loaded in this house, ready to go. I hope that you guys had a great October and that it was everything that you worked for and that you prayed for. And if not, then you're going to be very thankful that you decided to jump on tonight, because we have some really important things to talk about that hit very close to home for me. I am going to be pretty bold and say that these could be things that help you have a breakthrough in your business, because that's exactly what it was for me. I'm confident when I say breakthrough because I think everybody struggles with these. And it's all a learning curve of how to get over them and move forward and use these stumbling blocks that we have and turn them into stepping stones that will be building our business. And I know that if I could choose to take those stumbling blocks and turn them into stepping stones, I know for a fact that you can do the same thing. So I'm going to share my screen with you guys. All right, let's see here. All right, can y'all see that? Yes, perfect. Okay, so 3 stumbling blocks that could be holding your business back. The most important thing to remember when you are turning these blocks into stones, before you can start turning them, you have to be hungry for change. And we talk about that a lot on this team, being hungry for change. And if you want another tip, you're never going to feel like changing. Change is uncomfortable and it's a very steep learning curve. And you really have to want it and intentionally change the things that are holding you back. So I was hungry, dude. I was tired of working hard all month to not get the results that I was looking for. I was tired of wishing and crossing my fingers, and my work ethic just wasn't lining up with the things that my mind was telling me that I wanted and the dreams that I had. And I just got tired of wishing and hoping and not getting what I was the work that I was putting in. And I say work very loosely. So if you're hungry enough to cash in that self-doubt and all those excuses and cash them in for confidence and success, then these 3 things are going to be vital for you. You have to choose to be honest and humble and hardworking. These are 3 very important characteristics to have in order to be able to start turning your mindset and building a business. So honest, I mean, you have to be very honest with your upline about the struggles that you're having, because they are there to lead us and to not judge us. Your upline loves you. My upline really loves me. She's my cousin. She knows me from the day I was born. She really loves me, but it's hard to open up to people about the things that you're struggling with. You've got to be honest. You've got to be almost no filter. Like, I am having this trouble. I'm having this struggle. What do I need to be doing to get over it? Instead of letting that stop you, figure out a way to move through it, because they are here to lead us. And you also have to be humble, because they're going to give you some advice and you have to be super open to listening to it and have an open heart and a willing mind. And just remember, they know more than you. I learned that the hard way. Sometimes we think we're smarter than them. We ain't. They know, because they've been there already. And if they haven't, they know somebody who has, and they have a video and they've got a podcast and they have the advice, and they can put us through a thought model and help us break down our thoughts and figure out what's the root issue here. That's what they're here for, is to guide us and love us and to move us through. But we have to be humble enough to take the advice and do the things. And speaking of doing the things, the last thing you're going to have is to be hardworking. You have to really commit to this and stick to it. I love this verse at the bottom. Let us not grow weary of doing good, because guess what? We are going to reap the benefits if we just don't give up. That's it. Don't give up. Giving up does nothing for you. And it's going to be, we're going to have to sow, but we're definitely going to reap. And we have to be hardworking and knowing that that good reward is coming. All right. So, that God is beginning to prepare you for the next journey with him when he calls us to release our grasp on something, someone, or someplace. All right. So the three things that God was really calling me to get rid of was fear and procrastination and stress. Those were huge for me. And you know why God calls us to release things is because it's really hard to grab something new when our fists are so tight on our old mindsets and our old routines and our old habits. How are we going to grow to grab onto the next thing God has for us if we can't let go? Right? He has so many good things, and he is so good and faithful to give us exceedingly and abundantly more than we could ever ask or imagine. And I know that because that is straight from the Bible. The Bible tells me so. So we have to know that he wants us to grow, but we have to get rid of those old things. I've always been afraid, and I've always been a procrastinator, and I'm very quick to stress about things. So I had to choose to stop and to use those stumbling blocks in my life to be stepping stones. So those three things. Now, here's the best part. Those three things I was struggling with, they have great outcomes because we can choose to take that fear and turn it into faith. And then we can choose to take that procrastination, turn it into expectation, and turn that stress into space. We're going to talk about what that means. But first, we're going to talk about fear turning into faith. I'm real passionate about this. Fear stops you and faith moves you. Fear will stop you from taking action and sending the messages and talking to the people, being bold on welcome calls, even believing in yourself, right? Very, very often, fear is the thing that stops us. And it's usually some lie that we've made up in our head that's probably not true, right? It's a fear. So a lot of y'all know that you cannot function in fear. Before convention this year, I had a ton of fear of unworthiness in my mind. And I know a lot of y'all have heard this story, but I had to choose to believe that God truly wants me here. And he wants my heart to just be slathered with faith, and faith in where he's bringing me and what he's doing here with this business in my life and with my family and with the people that I get to serve and love on and help. I had to really, really work on that. I had a lot of fear when it came to that. So how do we move? First step is you have to have faith in sharing instead of fear of judgment, starting with your story. So if you think about your story and the things that you have gone through in your life, do you believe that those things will be used by God somehow? That even though it's hard to talk about and God is really busy, that he is specifically looking at you and he is capable of revealing hope to someone through you? Absolutely, yes. I mean, have faith that God is going to use your story and your situations to bring the right people to you and help mend the people who need to know that they can have more than what their past tells them that they deserve. So have the faith to share that story and to be bold about it. It was super therapeutic for me to just type out some stuff and just take snippets of my story and write it out and process through how I've grown through it, what I've learned, and then post it for all these strangers to see. Well, that part was a little terrifying, but it was really great for me because I had tons of people jumping in my inbox saying, I relate to you. I completely know how you feel. People who some I knew, some I did not know, who were reading my story and being inspired by that. Right? I needed to talk about the gritty stuff and the painful stuff and had to stop hiding behind this shallow Facebook profile and these typical topics that everyone talks about and this happy-go-lucky, which is great. We need positivity, but we need truth and we need true stories. Your followers want to know who you are. I promise you that. And why you're a strong person and why they can follow you and why they can trust you. People will trust you when they know who you are. So have faith that God is going to use the past for total good. Another thing down here, sharing these products. Guys, you have to stop letting fear of judgment hold you back from reaching out to people who may really need these, right? You have incredible products that you have found, and you have life-changing things on your hands. So this is not, leggings and makeup. And believe me, I love leggings and I love makeup. But those things, are they going to change somebody's life and someone's health? No. So I'm passionate about what I have because it's so different. And what I have is something I'm excited to share because I promise you somebody is praying for an answer right now. So be confident and be excited about that. Do not have fear about sharing. Have faith and excitement that God has given you your network for a reason. Be confident and excited about what you have to offer. And then you have to have faith about telling people what this business of Plexus can do and that it's going to resonate with the people that God has for you in your network right now, or the people that will be in your network, right? So be bold in sharing this opportunity. Because I believe it. This is the best team. Like, there is none like it. There is not a better team. There's no better leaders, right? We have freedom to share with people, financial freedom, time freedom, future dreams freedom. The workforce is chaos right now. And we are blessed with the freedom to build a legacy business that we're going to have forever, and to not get any shots if we don't want to get no shots, right? We can do whatever. We're the boss. We are in charge of this business. And now more than ever, people are looking for an opportunity like this. We are called to get rid of fear and have faith, because guess what? If God is for us, then it does not matter who the heck is against us. God will win. His will prevail. He will be there with us, strengthening us and guiding us to bigger and better things that he already has ready to give us. But we have to release our grip and start acting in faith instead of acting in fear. So the second way to start turning fear into faith is to stop being afraid of failing. This is a really hard one for me. Hits very close to home. But just having faith that you will learn from mistakes instead of being fearful of making them. So guess what? I promise you, every single diamond has failed their way to diamond. I can guarantee it. I've heard the stories. We've all heard the stories. The best part is they are really ready and willing to pass on the information to us to overcome the fear of failure and to have relationships with us and to help guide us because they see potential in us and they want us to grow. They want us to be diamonds. It's okay with failing on our way there. Be okay with failing. Every failure teaches you something. So the more you fail, the better you get. Most of the time, what we consider a failure really isn't even a failure. We just have a sour mindset about not getting what we want the first time, not going how we planned. And we get upset. We get sideways about it. And maybe it doesn't go right the second time either, or the third time. And then guess what happens? Immediately, that fear skews our mindset about failure. So this little picture of me, I was real preg. That was not a taco. That's a baby. She's going to be due about 2 months from here. So this picture I'm very proud of. So a little bit about my story. I went from not having a product to hitting enroll and going senior gold in 2 months. And that was an extremely proud moment for me, like crazy proud. I had a business builder who started basically right off the bat, a great friend of mine. I had worked with in the past. And I was really excited. We were doing every call. We were trucking together. And then guess what she did? She quit. She was unwilling to be honest and humble and hardworking, the things that you have to have in order to get over these blocks and turn them into stepping stones. Unwilling. She rolled out. And she took a huge chunk of my mindset with her when she left. It took probably about a year for me to truly believe that I am a good leader. and that her leaving has nothing to do with me and my leadership. And I'm here to tell you that when your business builders leave, which they may have already, and if they haven't, they will in the future, you are going to go through the hardest and the best mindset work in your entire life. The worst thing you can do when you fail is to quit. Because what did you want if you quit? Nothing. You remind yourself of the lies that you are just a failure and nothing works and nothing ever goes how you want and nothing ever will, so why try? That is a lie. So instead of letting that fear skew our mindset, forge that stumbling block of fear into the most solid stepping stone of faith you have ever seen. Because that stone will be the one that anchors you over and over and over again. And when that business builder leaves, or when someone turns their subscription off, I can tell myself now it had nothing to do with me. I have faith and confidence that I have done everything I was supposed to do. And God will fill that gap with someone else. And they will be the right people at the right time. But I have to keep doing the things and staying humble and being honest. One person will not make or break your business. The only person that can make or break your business is you. Okay, are y'all still with me? That's a hefty one. I'm really passionate about fear. Woo! All right. So the second stumbling block that could be holding your business back is procrastination. Now, procrastination makes easy things hard and hard things harder. This is what I used to do a lot with my IPA. There was days where I didn't want to send messages or I didn't have time. And I was going to make up for it tomorrow, right? And then tomorrow comes and I'm feeling overwhelmed for all the extra work I have to make up and I got to catch up. And so instead of tackling it right away, I'm pushing it off because I'm feeling overwhelmed. And then instead of tackling it, I just, push it off and feel guilty at the end of the day because I didn't do all the things I said I was going to do. And then I spiral and I'm like, forget it. I'll just do better next week. Can y'all relate to that? Yeah, that probably reminds you of a few days. I know that I've gone through many of those days. It makes me anxious just talking about it, right? So when we feel anxiety around something, we postpone it right away. It's our brain protecting us from stress. We procrastinate on things that we're not good at. But to get good at those things, we have to stop procrastinating. When we switch our brains from dreading something and procrastinating to being excited and expecting for good things to come from it, that is when we start succeeding. That's when our mind is excited to work and ready and willing. So do you freak out about welcome calls? Do more because you'll get really good at it. You hate cold market messages. Learn a skill. You'll get better at it. It's all a learning curve. You have to stop procrastinating and do the things. Get better at the hard things. If you feel God has called you here to this business, expect him to use you here. Expect for him to bless you as you serve God and serve others, because expectancy is the birthplace of success. If you have a sticky note close by, you can write that down, stick it on your wall. Expectancy is the birthplace of success. Expect your time block day to go as planned and do everything you can to stick to it. Expect that you're going to sweep that contest because, girl, I am. Make space and make a commitment and make the time to hit the goals. If you want to rank up, you have to do the mental work to grow into what you need to be at that rank. Expect the good to come from the work. This is a great graphic. I'm sure you can all read it. Things you need to do, things you actually do. And then this teeny little sliver, the one thing that isn't actually that urgent, but you do it to create the illusion of productivity as you put off that one thing that actually needs to be done right now, right? I had to stop wishing for more and crossing my fingers that it's going to magically work out without my hard work ethic behind it. Procrastination just makes us lazy, and laziness cannot make diamonds. I had to choose to take action and make changes with my mindset. I knew that person, that anxious tasker that pushes things off, it's not the person I want to be. I knew I could be better. I knew I could be a better leader. I knew I could show up for myself better. I had to start expecting more of myself to myself. I needed to keep the promises that I made to myself, be self-disciplined in how I spent my time. How could I expect my team and my leadership to grow if I wasn't working on the mindset and turning over the things that were holding me back? Your public character is only as solid as your private character. So if this is speaking straight to your heart, here are some things you can do to grow and combat that habit. So what do? Make promises to yourself and keep it. And this can be anything. I've heard some people on this team say, I'm committing to making my bed every day. No one else knows that you make your bed or not, but you do. You made that promise, keep it. Prove to yourself that you are worthy of keeping promises to. If you want to work out every day, I've heard we have great women on our team who work out every single day. That's their promise to themselves, right? And they keep it. I've heard people say, I'm going to stop watching TV at night because I stay up too late and I don't get up on time. It ruins my next morning. Whatever promise you have to yourself, write that promise down and then keep it. Prove to yourself you are worthy of keeping that promise. And then pick a team power hour and show up. Girl, these are fun. Like, we have fun power hours. They are happening all times of the day, morning, noon, night, all day. We got power hours blowing up on this team. So pick one and show up. That was a huge game changer for my business because people were expecting me to be on that call. So I was accountable. For whatever reason, I'll keep a promise to someone else before I'll keep a promise to myself. So if you make a commitment, commit to a power hour, find some space, show up, tell someone, hold me accountable. I'm coming every day this week. Make a promise to yourself, show up to those power hours, focus on your business, work on working it in. And then expect success because of that. Expect it. Because if you're working and you're doing dishes at the same time, or if you're fitting into your day and you're just dreading having to send messages, or you're not excited about working, it's going to show up in the way that you post. It's going to show up in the way that you send messages, the way that you respond, your confidence in what this business and these products can do. It shows up, it bleeds. So work and expect success because of it. So I'll tell you what has made the biggest impact lately on my private character is, like I said, the power hours. I wake up at 5:55 every morning, 5 minutes before 6, Monday through Friday. I lead an IPA power hour, and I expect God's going to bless that. I'm going out of my way. I'm not sleeping in like I always have my whole life. I no longer have the excuse of procrastination because people on there expect me to show up. I work 6 days a week, no excuses. I make myself available for any and all coaching calls whenever they're asked of me. I time block my day and I stick to it. The numbers I report from my accountability chats are actual numbers. That was a huge issue for a huge chunk of my Plexus journey. And I know I'm not the only one, right? I wanted people to think I was working harder than I really was. If you want those numbers, then just do it. Stick to it. I cannot remember a time when I missed a team call or a book study and I had my camera on. Even if I was looking like a hot mess and ain't nobody want to see my greasy hair, I was showing up with my camera on. I'm here. I'm part of the team. And I do that because I expect to grow as a leader because of it. Even if no one is noticing, prove to yourself that you are worthy of doing what you say you're going to do instead of pushing it off because no one will know, right? Expect fruit from the work that you do. Expectation is the birthplace of success. All right, last one. Stress turned into space. I'm going to say something. I need y'all to listen to me. You got to get rid of stuff in your schedule. But there's a reason why I say that. All right. I was making a lot of space for dumb stuff. Like stuff that did not need to be happening, stuff that was taking place of important stuff. I expect that if all of y'all are on this call that we all are growing together. We're all stretching. We're all building a business. We're all growing ourselves. So if you don't have time to work your business, something else has got to go because this is a priority. I had to stop doing the dumb stuff. For example, cooking dinner every single night. I don't know if y'all are obsessed with that like I am, but I just have this feeling that I got to cook dinner every single night. And I don't know if y'all struggle with this. Maybe it's a control thing. Maybe it's a perfectionism thing. Maybe it's a yellow personality thing. I don't want anyone to have to do anything for me. I got a perfectly capable husband who cooks great food. But I had to cut it out. I had to figure out something else. So this past Saturday night, I don't know if y'all watched game 4 of the World Series, but I'm a Braves fan and my husband is an Astros fan. So he thought it'd be fun to make a bet on who would win the game. So I bet that the Braves would win, of course. And I said, if the Braves win, you have to cook dinner every night this week. And guess who won the game? All I'm saying is I got a lot of extra space right now. I ain't cooking for 4 more days. So I was just unnecessarily stressing myself out. And I feel like I have so much more time because I'm not taking such a chunk of my day to do something that I don't necessarily have to do every day. God can't grow you if you don't make space to be able to grow. We are required to make space with our time and with our mind to keep moving forward, because going nonstop is exhausting. And I know a lot of y'all are exhausted right now. There is no space in the nonstop. So find the most important things and delegate the rest. If you're wanting to grow this business, and give it the space to be able to grow yourself, grow your leadership, grow your team, it has to take your space. If it's important to you, you'll find a way. If not, you'll find an excuse. And I'll tell you, I'm really guilty of that. Excuses do not serve us. They only lead to compounding stress. For example, I can preach all day. So when we get stressed, or when I used to get stressed, I used to feel like I don't have time to do all the things. And I say air quotes because we always have time to do the things. We just don't prioritize right sometimes. So guess what was the first thing that got thrown to the back burner? My business. And guess what I really need to be making space for? Because one day I will be a diamond and I'm going to have all the space and earning the residual income, right? I'm going to make space for that. My business. How does that serve me to be too busy for this? And how does that serve you to be too busy? If we start feeling stressed, we start doubting our ability because it feels like too much. Feels like we can't handle it. We start dropping the ball, right? Or we contemplate quitting the plan altogether. But if you start thinking of a plan B, that is exactly when plan A starts to fail. You do not need a plan B. You need more plan A. Make space for plan A to be successful. Does it take time? Yeah. Does it take everything take time? Yeah. But cutting out stressful things that are unnecessary to add space, I promise your mindset will shift and your business will grow. Find things that you are quickly able to release, delegate, not do at all, that will give you the space to be able to be proud of how you spent your time. All right, it's something we're gonna do all together real quick. Questions for reflection about space. So what mindset do you have about your time that is causing you stress? Maybe your mindset about your time is that you don't have time. Or maybe your mindset is you're lazy with your time. Or that you give other people your time. Or you're not disciplined with your time. What do you think about the time that you have? And then next, what do you feel that God is calling you to get rid of so you can make space? And maybe that's something simple like watching TV. Or maybe it's something that's like me, a routine that I'm a habit of cooking dinner every single night. It doesn't really need to be. Or maybe it's a person that is taking up a lot of time, maybe a friend. Not that you get rid of them, but you can definitely make some space. Prioritize your own time. So what will grow in your business with this new space? I don't want you to make space and then fill it with more dumb stuff. Make space and be intentional about what are we doing with it? Where's it going to go? What will grow in my business with this new space that you've made? Think about that. Think about the growth that you're going to have with this new time that you created in your schedule. So don't forget, your mindset is the reason that you have stumbling blocks, but it's our choice to change them into stepping stones. We are choosers. We are able to change those things from things that hold us back to things that help us grow. but we have to be intentional. I think that's beautiful, honestly, because I have things that I want to change, and knowing that I have the power to change it, that's exactly when your business is going to grow. Your mindset will change. Your business will flourish, and you will be right on your way to your next rank. Okay, that's all. Let me stop this.